My name's Tom Coulson, and I am involved in trying to make democracy work, and that's what I do.
My name is Barbara Coulson, and I live with Tom in a little place called Little Sandy Mush, just outside of Buncombe County.
When we moved out here, I first became involved with Common Cause. We had heard about it, knew about it, thought it was nice, and met a woman who inspired us to get involved with it, and that was in 1982.
One of the things that made me a Common Cause member is when John Gardner said the people need their lobby. Everyone else has a powerful lobby, but we need a people's lobby.
Then after retiring, that became my third career, working for a more perfect union.
Well, I'm really a bleeding heart liberal. I've always felt for the underdog and worked toward justice. Tom and I both joined Common Cause, but he became the active one and I was the one who wrote the checks.
The two of them have been pivotal, I think, in movements for political change, the campaign finance and reform around redistricting, fighting for voting rights.
Tom was on the board when I joined Common Cause board in 1995. The board was like a ship. And Tom, with all of his experience in good government work, was like the hull that supported us. And yet he was also the rudder that kept us on course, going the right direction.
He devoted many hours to being a board member, just those trips from the Asheville area to Raleigh. Not only that, but he certainly spent a lot of time in the General Assembly, lobbying with us and other organizations. And Barbara always came with him, and she's such a sweet person. We always enjoyed when Barbara, we got to see her, and she almost always came.
Tom was one of the spark plugs to form what became the North Carolina Voters for Clean Elections. We had a meeting in 1999 where we, with the League of Women Voters, Common Cause, Democracy, lots of other individuals and representatives of groups, said, let's make a focus on public financing. Tom was elected the chair of this new coalition, North Carolina Voters for Clean Elections. And he proceeded to very much be the chair and help guide that organization. It still exists, it's still working. But Tom was in the early days, was really the key.
Tom and Barbara were like really committed to improving the democratic process and to ensuring that anybody would have the opportunity to run for office. They would drive hours back and forth to Raleigh for meetings and spend an enormous amount of their free time supporting the work of a number of different organizations. I feel like they are what you would define as patriots.
I think it's probably because they realize how important it is to save our democracy.
I would say that we are getting older, but we're fighting for the rights of these young people who are coming up. And I think the best thing that they can do is to become involved and become aware of how things that are happening in our legislature and in our Congress are affecting them.
It requires effort and attention and sticking to it. This is not a sprint, it's a marathon.
And who said democracy is not a spectator sport?